What's good? It's your boy JayThat'sMe. Let's get into AEW Dynamite for June the 21st, 2023. The go-home show to Forbidden Door. Oh boy. This show was all over the place, and we will go over the predictions for Forbidden Door. Don't worry, we'll be doing that. It seems like this is going to be at least a good 4 hours for this nonsense. I don't understand why Tony Khan has to make all these matches. It's not important. Just give us at least a good 6 matches and that's it. Why can't you do that? Seriously. Everybody does not need to be on the card. Okay? It just doesn't need to happen like that. And I already know this shit's going to be at least a good 4 hours. If not longer. Oh, boy. I tell you. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into this show. This show was all over the place. We kicked the show off with the Hardys versus the Gun Club, which is the first match of the night. Thankfully, it didn't go long. I was thinking it was going to go no more than 10 to 12 minutes. It didn't go over either of those. It went about 8 minutes. So, in the end, the Guns get the win via the help of Jay White and Juice Robinson, a.k.a. Bullet Club Gold. Post-match, there was a brawl that broke out between the Guns and the Hardys. Ricky Starks comes in to make the save. Then he gets jumped. And then FTR and CM Punk, they come out and make the save. And then CM Punk gets on the mic and challenges the heels and says that he's not supposed to even be here. He's a Collision guy. And I'm just like, oh my God, nobody cares. So this is more than likely going to be the main event of the show for Collision on Saturday. Yawn. Joy. Oof. And actually, Collision did an okay rating. It was like 800 something. It was like, I want to say 816, I think it was. So it did okay. I assume it'll do okay in week 2. But as we get into like week 4, week 5, week 6 of this stuff, I doubt it. Moving on. Next, we get Mark Briscoe versus Jeff Jarrett. Concession stand brawl. So there was hot dogs involved. Ketchup, mustard, relish, popcorn, all this other jazz. So we finally get into the ring. So basically towards the end of the match, the Best Friends and Christopher Daniels and the Lucha Bros, they end up coming down and beating the shit out of Satnam Singh. And then this allows for Mark Briscoe to get the win. Okay, this is alright, I guess. I'm not really all intrigued with any of this stuff, if we're being honest. Next, the Blackpool Combat Club. So they're backstage with Don Callis and Tenosuke Takeshita. So Moxley talks about how the Blackpool Combat Club being the only 3 letters that matter in pro wrestling. He challenges the Elite to a 5-on-5 showdown with the Blackpool Combat Club at Forbidden Door 2. Oh, boy. More nonsense. Like, for real. Do we even need this? This is just way too much stuff here. So, the camera then turns to Danielson. So, Danielson talks in his low, creepy voice about how he knows, how he's heard that Zakuchika Okada isn't even here tonight for his call-out. He calls him a chump if he doesn't show up tonight. Okay, that's fine. Then we go into the six-man tag nonsense. Sammy Guevara, Chris Jericho, and Miro Suzuki versus AR Fox, Darius Martin, and Action Andretti. So Chris Jericho gets the win via the Lion Tamer, which is fine. Post-match, Renee Paquette, she heads into the ring and asks Chris Jericho about his first ever in-ring showdown with Sting. Jericho claims to know how selfish and egotistical Sting truly is. Jericho says he claims to be a hero to millions, but in reality, all he does is show up where the millions of dollars are. He says Sting isn't a hero, he's a whore. That's a good ass line right there. Really good shit right there. Really good shit. Jericho says that's why he's challenging him and Darby and a partner they're choosing to a trios match at Forbidden Door. More nonsense we don't really need. So, Jericho calls Sting a selfish coward that bets he won't accept the challenge. So, Sting comes out with Darby. So, holy shit chants break out. Sting and Jericho have a face-off. Sting accepts the challenge. Jericho asks who's the partner going to be. Darby says he'll find out on Collision. Oh, boy. Then we get some nonsense, which is the blind draw tag team tournament update. Oh, my God. Why are we doing this? This is almost similar to how NXT did it. I forgot what that was called in NXT. Damn. Oh, yeah. The Dusty Rhodes Classic. Okay, yeah. It's all coming back to me. The Dusty Rhodes Classic. So that's their version of it, which is fine, I guess. That's okay. Remember, AEW WWE, inside job. So we're backstage with Tony Schiavone and RJ City. They spin the Lethal Lottery Battle Bowl style. Battle Bowl style. So it's like a Royal Rumble entry thing. And we don't see anything. Like, Tony picks a couple of names up out of the hat and out of the thing. He throws them on the ground. Moving on. So the Elite, they're backstage talking about the challenge laid out by the Blackpool Combat Club. So they mention Omega's match with Ospreay, and then Eddie Kingston comes in. The Mad King says he doesn't particularly like the Elite, but he hates Claudio Castagnoli more. He's going to be their partner for the match, but says he's going to pick the fifth person. Excuse me. And then he walks off. Okay. That's fine, I guess, but why do we need this? You could literally do this on a Dynamite. Moving on. So, Adam Cole is up next. So, he's in the ring, and he asks Chicago, who's ready for story time with Adam Cole, baby. He admits that MJF gave him one of the hardest matches of his career last week. Adam Cole calls out MJF. MJF comes out, and he tells the Midwestern mouth breathers to shut up. MJF addresses Cole's request for a rematch. He says no. Tony Schiavone stands up from commentary desk and makes an announcement. Both MJF and Adam Cole tell him to shut up. They do the shut up Schiavone at the same time. Schiavone reveals the first two names to be drawn will be teammates in the blind draw tag team tournament. It's going to be MJF and Adam Cole. So Adam Cole freaks out because he doesn't want to team with MJF. MJF freaks out because AEW wants him to wrestle every week, which I'm getting annoyed with. It's like, bro, you're not Roman Reigns. Like, you've not earned to not be there every week. Like, MJF shouldn't wrestle every week, but he should be there at least, every single week. Whether it's a promo segment or a backstage segment, he needs to kind of be there, essentially. That's what I mean by that. I don't mean wrestling every week, no. If we can get MJF wrestling at least maybe twice a month, that's fine with me. So we then hear Hiroshi Tanahashi's voice. He appears on the screen to challenge MJF again to a showdown at Forbidden Door. MJ asks MJF asks Tony Khan what type of dog and pony show is he running. Adam Cole calls MJF a coward and tricks him into accepting the match. Let me leave you with this. Good luck, partner. And then he walks off. So MJF was able to get outsmarted by Adam Cole, which is absolutely sad. MJF doesn't need to even be on Forbidden Door at all. It doesn't fit his character. So I don't know why he's doing this. Like, if you're going to go with this character, go all the way with it. I wouldn't even show up at all. So I just feel bad for this. I do see Cole and MJF having another rematch. I don't know when that would be. I'm guessing maybe All In, I guess. I would assume it would be All In. I mean, I don't know. But having MJF on Forbidden Door, I'm not too excited for that because there's no need for this to even happen. Like, Tanahashi is okay. I like Tanahashi. He's good. He can still kind of go to an extent. Not like he used to. But Forbidden Door doesn't really need MJF. Like, this does not fit his character at all, period. So, I don't know. Maybe the match would be short. Maybe like 5-10 minutes. I don't know. Who knows? Moving on. Orange Cassidy and Katsuyori Shibata versus Zack Sabre Jr. Daniel Garcia. I couldn't give a single fuck about this match. And then we're shown the brackets for the Owen Hart Cup tournament. So that's fine. They're going to kick off a couple matches at Forbidden Door and Collision and Rampage, which is smart. So basically, Zack Sabre Jr. and Garcia, they get the win. So there's that. I mean, it's not really that important. So post-match, everyone starts grabbing the title and all that jazz. So this leads us into the Fatal 4-Way that they're going to have at Forbidden Door. Yawn, I could care less. But it was funny to see Orange Cassidy just snatch the belt from Shibata. They'll probably give it to Shibata simply because he's on Ring of Honor. And that's where he's at. So, I don't know, man. I mean, they could give it to Daniel Garcia. I mean, I hate Garcia, but they need to do something else with Orange Cassidy. Like, seriously. Next, we see Alex Marvez. He's backstage catching up with Will Ospreay. So he asked Will Ospreay about trashing Canadians on social media before Forbidden Door 2 in Toronto. Will brings up fans threatening to attack him and says AEW better have security for him. So Don Callis walks in and he says, as a Canadian, he agrees with Will Ospreay. He has his own private military security that he's going to provide for Will Ospreay. Ospreay asks what he wants for this. Callis says he just wants to see a fair fight between him and Kenny Omega. And then he walks off as Will Ospreay looks at him with a curious facial expression. So that's fine. Next, Chris Statlander versus Taya Valkyrie for the TBS Women's Championship. Chris Statlander wins. Who really cares? And then how we end the show is with Eddie Kingston. So this was the closing segment of the show. So Eddie Kingston mentions that he put his shirt on because he's been sitting at home eating a lot of ice cream after undergoing surgery. Kingston reiterates how his friend Jon Moxley might have a problem with him teaming with the Elite. He says he doesn't like the Young Bucks in particular, but mentions hating Claudio Castagnoli even more. He continues to talk. Jon Moxley makes his way to the ring. He comes to the crowd. He gets in Kingston's face. Mox says, you know how this is going to go. You know how this goes. He says, Eddie is drawing a line at the Forbidden Door. Kingston says Mox drew the line when he teamed with that scumbag Castagnoli. Kingston says that he loves Mox. Then he tells Mox to say it. Kingston says if Mox ain't going to say it, screw it. The fifth member of the team is going to be Hiro Tamaishi. So then he comes out, and then everybody jumps him. Danielson gets on the mic. He calls out Okada. He says if Okada isn't going to come out, he's going to stump Ishimori's face in, which would have been tremendous. Then out comes Okada to a really good pop. Him and Danielson, they stare each other down. So, out of nowhere, Wheeler Yuta attacks Okada. So, Danielson accidentally hits the running knee. But he hits Wheeler Yuta instead. So he's going, that was great. So then Okada was going to try to get Danielson in the Rainmaker, but Danielson slides out. And then Okada hits the Rainmaker on Wheeler Yuta, and then we go off the air. So that was okay, I guess. Not really all that important. Let's go into Forbidden Door predictions. Give me 1 second. Let me pull up the card real quick. I just think it's way too much. Hold on. Let me pull up the card. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. All right. Finally came up. Apologize for that. All right. Let's go ahead and get into this card. Oh, my God. This is going to be way too long. Let's see where to start at. So, Sonata versus Jungle Boy for the Sonata versus Jungle Boy for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Sonata's going to retain. Why not? I don't even know why this match is even happening. Toni Storm versus Royal Nightingale for the AEW Women's Championship. Toni Storm's going to retain. Why wouldn't she? The 4-way, the Fatal 4-way for the for the AEW International Championship. Orange Cassidy versus Zack Sabre Jr. versus Daniel Garcia versus Tatsuyori Shibata. Orange Cassidy probably more likely will retain. CM Punk's going to be at Forbidden Door. He's going to take on, I can't even pronounce that. Sato Tishi, or whatever his name is. CM Punk's more than likely going to win that. The 10-man tag, I'm going to go with the Elite, which is, it's going to be the Blackpool Combat Club versus the Elite. So, Hangman Page, the Bucks, Eddie Kingston, and Tomohiro Ishii versus Wheeler Yuta, Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Tenosuke Takeshita. Yeah, so the Elite's probably going to win. Who cares? The Trios tag match, Sammy Guevara, Chris Jericho, Suzuki versus Sting, Darby, and a partner to be announced, Sting and Darby, and the other guy who's going to team with them. Then we're going to get, on the pre-show, Athena versus Billy Starks. Athena's going to win that one. We're not done yet. Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay for the IWGP United States Championship. Ospreay's going to win that. Why not? I think that Don Callis is going to help Will Ospreay win, and Will Ospreay is going to align himself with Don Callis. It makes perfect sense. And we've got MJF versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. The winner of that is going to be MJF. It probably won't be a long match. And then Danielson versus Okada. I think that Okada is going to win this one right here. Right? Like, remember, this is just a one-off. I don't think this is gonna be a feud or anything like that or whatever. I think this is gonna be just a one-off. This is gonna be a classic match. I don't use the term dream match because that doesn't exist. Right? I don't dream about pro wrestling. I don't. That's weird. If you do, you need to be in a mental asylum. It's just wrestling. Calm down. But the show itself was okay. I think that Forbidden Door 2 is going to be okay. But the problem I have with it is we have way too many multi-man matches. That's my only problem with it. That's my only problem. We have too many multi-man matches. And I hate that. When you start having all these 5-man tags and fatal 4-ways and triple threats and then all this and the third 6-man tags, I hate that shit. Like, enough. It's overdone. It's way too overdone in wrestling, right? Stop it. But what did you guys think of the show? Let me know. Thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe for more videos. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.